All right, let's go ahead and get started. Seated position here. Crossing your legs in front of you. Ground down through your sits bones. Close your eyes and start to lengthen your breath. Shift your shoulders back slightly so that they stack over your hips. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Two more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I thought we could start today's practice with the 3-part breath. So we'll take 3 rounds of breath into the belly, 3 rounds of breath into the rib cage, 3 rounds of breath into the chest, and then we'll string those all together for 3 rounds. I'll lead you through it, but just wanted to give you a quick overview of what to expect. Bring your hands just below your belly button. As you inhale, press the belly button out. Exhale, pull the belly button inward. Continue to lengthen your breath. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. Inhale, belly presses out. And exhale, belly button pulls in. Moving your hands upward, rest your palms just below your rib cage. Inhale to create space. Exhale to melt into that space. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath here. Inhale, breathing into the rib cage. And exhale, release. Moving your hands and breath upward. You can rest your hands just on top of your chest. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, chest falls. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. Lifting through the chest. And exhale, letting the chest fall. Now that we've separated those 3 breaths, we'll string them all together for 3 rounds. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Exhale, chest, rib cage, belly. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Hold at the top. Gently exhale, releasing breath from the chest, rib cage, and belly. Last and strongest round yet. Inhale, belly, rib cage, chest. Hold at the top. Take one more sip of air. And gently release chest, rib cage, belly. The next breath exercise that I have for you is optional, I do want to warn that if you're prone to migraines, just sit this one out. If you're having a headache at all this morning, it can be a lot in the headspace. But it's the humming bee breath. So what you do is inhale through the nose, and then you exhale with a hum. This is what stimulates the vagus nerve, which runs from your brain and like really throughout your entire body. But it can, as you can imagine, if you're prone to migraines or headaches, can be a little jarring. If you're good and actually want to increase the, I guess, the sensations that you're feeling, what you can do is plug your ears with your thumbs and then close your eyes with your index and middle finger. So we'll just do 3 rounds of this. Again, if you're in, you're in. If not, just continue with your deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Option to cover your eyes and plug your ears. Exhale with a hum. 2 more on your own. The end of your last round, bring your hands to rest in your lap, keeping your eyes closed. Let's take 2 more cleansing breaths before moving into our asana practice. Inhale through the nose. This time, exhale with a sigh. Inhale through the nose. And exhale with a sigh. Last one, inhale through the nose. And exhale to release. Fluttering your eyes open, walk your hands in front of you and meet me in child's pose. Knees can either be hip width distance or mat width distance as feet come back together. Hips come back to your heels as your arms extend to the front of your space. Chest and forehead rest on your mat. On your next inhale, bring the gaze to your fingertips, and exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. You can even plant your hands off the mat, just depending on how deep of a side body stretch that you're looking for. Taking the left hand and placing it on top of your right, draw your left hip back and breathe along your left side body. Inhale, gaze up, and exhale, walk your hands over to the left side of your mat or off to the left side of your mat. Left hand planted, place the right hand on top of the left and draw your right hip back. Inhale, look up, and exhale, walk your hands back to center. 2 options for the second child's pose. You can either take an active child's pose by pressing into the palms and lifting the elbows off the ground, still resting your forehead onto the mat. Or if you want to get into a little bit more of your shoulder and tricep space, bring your hands to prayer and bend your elbows, drawing the prayer just below the nape of your neck. Your hands are in prayer. Go ahead and release them down to the ground. Draw the hands towards your knees and meet me in tabletop position. Shoulders stack over your wrists, hips stack over your knees. You can keep your toes tucked or press the tops of the feet into the ground. Stabilize this foundation, engaging Hasta Bandha by spreading the fingers wide and pressing into your fingertips, knuckles, and heel of your hand. Inhale, cow pose. Flip the tailbone up, drop your belly, and lift through the chest. Exhale, cat pose. Press down into the palms, round in the back body, and tuck your chin. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. You can exaggerate these movements, getting into any juicy spots in the shoulders, hips, and spine. Inhale, cow pose. Lift through the chest. Exhale, cat pose. Press into the back of the heart space. One more. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Coming back to neutral tabletop. This time, bring your full awareness to your left hand. Press into the left palm. As you inhale, bring the right hand up to the sky. Opening up through the chest. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath your left armpit. Looking up at the ceiling before resting your right shoulder and right ear to the ground. Take a moment to check your hips out. Sometimes they'll want to go to the left in this case, so draw the hips to the right a little bit. You can place your hand just above the tailbone to make sure that they're pretty neutral. Left hand can extend to the top of your mat or press the left palm just below the left shoulder. If your left arm is extended, go ahead and plant it underneath the left shoulder. Inhale to unravel, right hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, right hand planted. Inhale, left hand reaches up. Exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right armpit. Again, giving yourself some extra space by looking up at the sky before bringing the left shoulder and left ear to the ground. Before you fall into the breath here, make sure that your hips are neutral, and then find whatever arm position you took on the other side. The right hand is extended. Go ahead and plant it underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left hand reaches up to the sky. Exhale, left hand comes down. Back to tabletop position. Step your right foot to the back of your mat, really grounding down through the ball of the right foot. We're just stretching out the calf muscle here. You can shift back and forth, getting into any juicy space there in the calf muscle. I just finished a long walk with the dog, so this feels good. On your next breath, rotate the right foot so that it's parallel to the back of the mat. You can step your left foot out to the left a little bit, still on the left knee, or supported side plank. Now, for supported side plank and for side plank, the biggest foundation that you want to check out is making sure that your left shoulder is stacked over your left wrist. Once you've done that, inhale, bring your right hand up to the sky. Inhale, reach upwards. And then exhale, reach your right hand overhead. Feel that yummy side body stretch along the right side. Inhale, right hand comes to the sky. Exhale, plant the right hand, right knee down. Moving on to the other side, step the left foot back. Again, focusing on the calf muscle here, really press down through the ball of the left foot and rock back and forth. Maybe even stretching a little bit of the bottom of your foot too. When you're ready, rotate the left foot so that it's parallel to the back of your mat. Right foot steps out, ground down through the right palm, stacking the right shoulder over your right wrist. Inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, reach. And exhale, left hand reaches overhead. Reaching through the left fingertips and pressing down through the knife edge of your left foot. Breathe along the left side of your body. Inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, left hand down, left knee down. Cross your feet behind you, bringing your hips back to your heels. Legs extend out in front of you as we move into boat pose, Navasana. Scoop the bottom of your back of your knees up. Rotate back into your sits bones. A couple different options with your feet as you start to find your space. You can keep the toes pointed here or lift them so that your shins are parallel to the ground. Hands can come here or you can reach the hands parallel. As you go deeper, you can straighten the knees or reach your hands up to the sky. This is all about building fire, so embrace the shakes. Breathe through them. Inhale, hands come to your chest. Exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. This is the last one. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And then gently let the feet come down to the ground. Flexing your feet. Extending them towards the front of your space. Take a moment to breathe there. Inhale, both hands come up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Our first forward fold of class. Now, it's not uncommon that this is a pretty tight position. We'll come back to this pose towards the end of class, so just take a moment here to observe where you are in this stretch. Being mindful not to press yourself too much. Again, we've just only gotten on our mat, but more of an observance of where you are. Now, however you'd like, meet me in a forward fold, standing position. You can cross your feet in front of you, come through tabletop, and then step forward. Feet are about hips width distance, so you should be able to Put 2 fists in between like the ball of your feet. That usually is a pretty good measurement. Folding forward, breathing into the hamstrings. Using gravity as an assistant here, you can reach for opposite elbows and just let your head and neck dangle in between your biceps. If you're looking to get any deeper, interlace the fingers at the nape of your neck. And then start to release any tension in your jaw, maybe even release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Hands come down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. So notice your feet. Do your toes curl up? If so, press your feet downward. Engaging Pada Bandha, your foot bind. Trying to really press through all 4 corners of your feet. You have a slight bend in your knees. Bending here at the hips, think about lengthening this whole area here, almost making it like an upside down L. Inhale, see if you can stretch even further away from your hips. And exhale, fold forward. On a long inhale, come to stand, arms reach out to the side and up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Samastihiti. Press your palms together, so there's one straight line of energy from elbow to elbow. Tuck your chin and close your eyes as you set an intention for your class. Bringing awareness back to the upper body, press the palms and fingertips together. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, chest to leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step your feet back for high plank pose. As you inhale, shift the shoulders forward. Exhale, lower down to your knees and practice chaturanga push-ups. So as you're lower down to your knees, we have a little bit less to worry about with gravity. So I want you to think about drawing your fingertips in just a little bit so your hands are planted underneath your shoulders, bending your elbows back, almost like towards your hips. But in this case, you're squeezing the elbows into your rib cage until they're at that 90-degree angle. Then transitioning into upward facing dog. So with upward facing dog, your toes should be untucked, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. For full up dog, you're able to press the tops of the feet into the mat so much so that you can lift your knees and thighs off the ground. But if this hurts you in your wrist, go ahead and just lower the thighs down. One add-on that I love with up dog is looking over my right shoulder and just gently leaning into my left hip. And then switching on to the other side, looking over the left shoulder, leaning into your right hip. Inhale, tuck the toes. Exhale, press the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Our first down dog of class. I want to give you a couple breaths here just to find some movement of your own, whether you're pedaling the feet out or wagging your hips side to side. And as you start to settle into your space, engage both your hand and foot bind to fully engage the upper and lower body. Inhale, bring your gaze to the front of your space. Exhale. Exhale, with the tiniest of steps, walk your feet up towards your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach out to the side and up to the sky. This time, exhale, open arm twist to your right side. Staying here for a breath. Press your right hip forward, keeping your hips neutral, and reach out through your hands. Inhale, arms come up to the side, up to the sky. Exhale, open arm twist to the left side. Same goes here, press the left hip forward. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward, chest to leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga, squeezing the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, look over your right shoulder, lean into left hip. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over left shoulder, lean into right hip. Inhale, center. Tuck your toes. Exhale, press the hips up and back, down dog. One more round. Inhale, gaze comes in between your hands. Exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. On a long inhale, come up to stand. Arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, open arm twist right. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open arm twist left. Inhale, arms come up to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, chest to leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back. Settling into our high plank, inhale, shift the shoulders forward. And exhale, either on your knees or off, chaturanga, push up, down, 90 degrees. Inhale, halfway lift, up dog. Exhale, look over the right shoulder, lean into left hip. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over left shoulder, lean into right hip. Inhale, center, tuck the toes, hips come up and back, downward facing dog. Taking some time for breath here. Inhale, gaze comes to the top of your space. Exhale, step or jump your feet forward. Meeting in chair pose, feet together, toes touch. Little bit of space in between your heels as you bring your weight into your heels. Bend your knees, bringing your seat closer to your mat. Now, sometimes our back is going to want to arch, so think about engaging the low belly to make a neutral plane in the back. Arms reach up to the sky. Let's come back to those open arm twists. Exhale, open arm twist right. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open arm twist left. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, straighten the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and step your feet back. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward for high plank. And this time, exhale, press the hips up and back for down dog. Inhale, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, step the right foot behind the right thumb. Rotate your left foot to 45 degrees. Press down into the right to lift the chest off the thigh. Arms reach up to the sky. Now maybe you can think back onto those calf stretches. How does the left calf feel now? Does it feel more open? Does it feel tighter? Press your left hip forward as you draw your right hip back, getting into the neutral hip space. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, hands come to interlace at the low back. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, right shoulder comes to right knee. Exalted warrior. This will challenge your balance, so continue to breathe, or if you need to widen your stance, heel toe your right foot over to the right side of your mat. On your next exhale, release the hands down, framing the right foot. Inhale, right leg rises behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, place your right foot on top of the left heel. So like you right between your big toe and second toe of your right foot, and place that right on the left heel. And feel a little bit of a calf stretch here, this time with the left leg. Release the right foot down and place it to the left, right next to your left foot. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, step the left foot behind the left thumb. Rotate the right foot so right toes point towards the top right corner of your mat. Press down into your left foot, lifting the chest. Shoulders stack over hips. Arms reach up to the sky. This time, drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe into this space. Inhale, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, interlace the fingers at low back. Inhale, puff up through the heart space. Exhale, fold forward, chest to leg. Left shoulder comes to your left knee for exalted warrior. And again, if balance is tricky and breath isn't really cutting it, heel toe your left foot over to the left side. On your next exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. And getting into the calf stretch for the right foot, place the left foot behind the right heel. Big toe and second toe. Press the right heel down. And left foot comes down to the ground. Coming into our second round of either side plank or supported side plank. Option to come down to your left knee as the right leg extends towards the back of your space. Or if you'd like, you can plant both feet down, lifting the left knee off the ground. Inhale, right hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, reach the right hand forward. Inhale, right hand reaches up. And exhale, come back to plank position. Moving over to the right side, again, either on your knee or full plank. Stack the right shoulder over your right wrist. Inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Exhale, left hand reaches overhead. Inhale, left hand reaches upward. Exhale, left hand plants down, left foot plants down. Here in high plank, inhale into the back of the heart space. Exhale, press your hips up and back for down dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step your right foot behind by your right thumb. This time preparing for warrior two, rotate your left foot so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Heel to arch alignment, so your right heel should bisect your left foot. Press down into the right foot, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Arms reach up to the sky with an inhale, and then exhale, open up to warrior two. As we work through that 90-degree bend in your right knee, remember to also press into the knife edge of your left foot to fully engage the low body. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching the right hand back. Exhale, commit to the bend in the front knee. Your left hand can be resting at your left thigh, or if you're looking for a bind, wrap the left arm behind the back. Sometimes I like to even come out of it a little bit so I can wrap my left hand around my right thigh. On your next inhale, press into the right foot to straighten the right knee, reverse triangle. And feel that stretch move upward from the quad and right outer hip to now the right outer hip and right side body. Inhale, arms come parallel to your mat. Reach the right hand forward, drawing the left hip back. And when you can't reach any further, exhale, right hand comes down to your right foot. Inhale, left hand comes up to the sky. Inhale, open up through the chest. And then exhale, hands come down to frame your right foot. Inhale, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, bend your right knee, stacking the right hip over the left. Starting small here, let's just start with some ankle rotations. You can also bend and just straighten the knee, or lift and lower the left foot, or heel rather. Inhale, right leg rises, and exhale, right foot comes down to meet the left. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Right foot's parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, come up. Warrior two. Arms reach out to the side. Take a moment to check your foundation, your alignment here, and then settle in, again, grounding down not only through your front left foot, but also pressing into that knife edge of your back foot. Inhale, reverse your warrior, left hand reaches behind you. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Inhale, press down into your left foot, reversing your warrior. Exhale, see if you can side bend any deeper. Breathing along your left side body. Inhale, arms come parallel to your mat. Drawing the right hip back, reach the left hand forward. And when you found your peak, exhale, left hand comes to your ankle, right hand comes to the sky. Start to draw your chest outward, tuning into the left and right foot. Inhale, reach through the right hand, and exhale, hands come down to frame your left foot. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, bend the left knee, stacking left hip over right. Again, simple options here. You're gonna have an option to do some hip circles in just a bit, but slight rotations in your left ankle, bending and straightening the knee. It's amazing how these micro movements have like macro effects to how your hips and joints are feeling. Find your favorite. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left foot comes down to meet the right. Second round of warrior two. Inhale, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Left foot comes parallel to the back of the mat as your arms reach up to the sky and then open. I've mentioned paying particular attention to your feet here. So for a moment, just think about drawing your heels together without moving an inch, and then feel how that translates in the inner thighs. On an inhale, rotate the right foot so that it's parallel to the left. Lifting through the chest, your hands can come to your hip space. You can add a slight bend to your knees as you exhale, fold forward, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita. Plant the right hand down just below the center of your chest. Inhale, bring the left hand up to the sky. Same thing we did when we were making sure that our hips were neutral in, thread the needle. You can bring your hand just above the tailbone. You might want to shift your left hip back a tad or towards your right foot to even it out. Inhale, reach through the left fingertips. Exhale, switch out the hands, left hand planted. Inhale, right hand comes up to the sky. This time, draw your left hip towards the left foot, evening it out the hip space. Inhale, reach through the right fingertips. Exhale, hands come down. Taking a full breath here, just in this forward fold position. Breathing into the belly of the hamstrings. Walk your hands so that you're framing the right foot. Inhale, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, bend the right knee, stacking right hip over left. This time, let's get into some knee circles. Draw maybe 3 circles in one direction. And then draw another 3 circles in the other. When you're even, inhale, reach the right leg up. Exhale, right foot comes down. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Warrior two on this side, press down through the left foot. Maybe you'll get a nice little hip crack like I did, and then settle into warrior two. This time you'll rotate the left foot so that it's parallel to the back, finding that familiar Prasarita. But this time we're going to move into side lunge or Skandasana. So You can start by inhaling, chest up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Tensing up the fingertips, start to walk your hands over to the right side, bending your right knee to full flexion, pivoting onto the left heel. Your left toes and left knee will point upward. Couple different arm variations for this Sandasana pose. You can walk your hands forward, just really digging into that forward fold and really feeling that hamstring on your left side. You can also come into balance, bringing your hands to heart center. Or if you're really liking those openings with reaching the twists, you can plant your right hand just to the in front, but on the outside of your right knee, and then bring the left hand up to the sky. Your choice. Staying here for 3 more breaths together. Bringing the hands back down, tensing up the fingertips, press down into your right foot, coming back through center, and then walking your hands over to the left side. Bend the left knee to full flexion, popping your right toes and right knee up to the sky. Same options the other side. I encourage you to even it out, so whatever you did on the other side, do so on this side. One more breath together. Exhale, right hand comes down. Tenting up those fingertips once more. Walking your hands through center. Here in Prasarita, wide-legged fold. One last version of this. As you walk your hands forward, we're still on like kind of the side of your mat. Bring your knees down to the ground. Shins are parallel to one another. As you start to bring your forearms down to the ground as well. Frog pose. Real good hip space opener here. You can shift your hips back and forth. Again, just getting into those juicy pieces. And then gently lift from your forearms, pressing down into your hands. Tuck the toes and press the hips up and back. Wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands over to frame your left foot. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, bend the left knee, stack left hip over right. Making circles with this knee now. 3 in one direction and then 3 in the other. Inhale, left leg rises, and exhale, left foot comes down to the ground. Inhale, right leg rises, preparing for pigeon pose. Exhale, right knee comes behind your right wrist. Right ankle comes towards left wrist. So think about like a figure 7 or figure 4, whatever your depth is. You start to walk the left foot back. Take a look over your left shoulder and make sure that your left toes are pointed directly behind you and they're not at a curve. Flex your right foot, protecting your joints. Tent your fingertips up, maybe like by your hips to lengthen. And then slowly exhale, walk your hands in front of you. You can make a pillow with your fists or just rest on your forearms. These hips are your hips, so whatever space you feel comfortable breathing in, find that space. On your next breath, start to walk your hands back, planting the hands, tucking the left toes. Inhale, right leg rises behind you. Exhale, right foot comes down to meet the left. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, pigeon on the left side. Left knee comes to your left wrist. Left ankle comes towards right wrist. Step your right foot back slightly, giving your hips some more space here. Tent up your fingertips and walk your hands back towards your hips. Make sure that your right toes are pointed directly behind you. Inhale, lift through the chest. And exhale, melt forward, finding your comfortable half pigeon pose. Remember to keep your left foot flexed here, protecting the joint. You'll also feel a major difference in the stretch when you have this left leg engaged. Inhale, gaze comes up, starting to walk your hands back towards your hips. Tuck the right toe. Inhale, left leg rises behind you. Exhale, left foot comes down to the ground. Coming down to your knees. Shifting to either side, either hip. Legs extend into the front of your space. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. I told you earlier that we'd be coming back to this space. And in truth, it doesn't really matter if you can reach further than you could before. What I want you to think about is just how your entire body feels differently through the stretches, through the asana practice, even through breath work. I hope that you've been able to shed a couple layers. Breathe into some of that stress that's been built up in our shoulders and hip space. Walking your hands to either the outside of your right foot or right ankle. Wrap the left hand around whatever you can reach towards. Start to bring the foot up to the sky as you stack your shoulders over your hips and then reach the right hand back. Keep your left leg engaged. Feel the stretch along the IT band, tendon that runs from your glute to the outside of your knee. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to fold forward. This time, walking your hands over to the outside of your left foot. Wrap your right hand to the outside of your left foot, ankle or calf. Inhale, lift the left foot up, stacking your your shoulders over your hips, and then reach the left hand back. Very reminiscent of our open arm twists that we took in standing and even in chair pose. Inhale, reach. And exhale, slowly lower left foot down. Coming in for one more forward fold. And as you inhale, bring the shoulders back to stack over your hips. Arms can reach out parallel to your mat. And then exhale, slowly lower down to your back. Keeping the left leg extended, squeeze the right knee into your chest. And as you exhale, draw it over to the right armpit. Left hand wraps around the outside of your right knee as you reach your right arm out like a T. Inhale, ground down through the right shoulder, and then exhale, supine twist, right knee over to the left side. Inhale, knee comes to center. Exhale, give it another squeeze. Switching out the legs, ground down through your right heel as you bend the left knee into the chest. Exhale, draw the left knee over to your left armpit. This time, right hand wraps around the outside of the left knee. Left arm extends out to a T, grounding down through the left shoulder. Inhale. And exhale, supine twist, left leg over to the right side. Inhale, draw the left knee inward. Exhale, give it one more squeeze into the armpit. Plant both feet down, stepping your feet towards your hips so that you're able to just graze the back of your heels with your fingertips. Inhale, press down into your feet for bridge pose, lifting the hips off the ground. As we stay here for 2 breaths, you can interlace the fingers at the low back and then tuck your shoulders underneath the torso. Release the fingers, lower the hips down. Heel toe your feet out to mat with distance. And for our crowd favorite of broken bridge, draw the knees let the knees knock into one another. Releasing just above the tailbone, the low back. Inhale, knees rise. Exhale, heel toe the feet into one another and extend them long to the front of your mat. Preparing for Shavasana, your feet can touch and let your feet flop open. Arms relax at side, melting into every point that your body is making contact with your mat. For sweet Shavasana. If you're able to stay in Shavasana longer, I highly, highly encourage it. You put so much hard work into it, very rightly deserved. If you are ready to be let out, start to wiggle your toes and fingertips. On a long inhale, reach the arms up to the sky and overhead, pressing your heels out to the front of your space and just a big, long good morning stretch. Exhale, drawing the knees inward, roll to either side, resting your head on your bicep, your free hand making contact with the ground or your mat, taking one more opportunity to feel grounded and grateful for this space. And when you're ready, join me in a seated position, hands at heart center in prayer, taking a moment to be thankful for every muscle, bone, and joint that took you through the practice. Bringing the hands to third eye, thankful for all the life lessons that have been thrown our way and the perspective that has come along with it. And exhale, fold forward, thankful for this space where we can practice together. All the places you have gone and all the places you will go. Namaste. Thank you so much.